Alright, so this is my status update video for Sprint 3. Um, Basically, I haven't added new ideas, not too many new ideas yet, because I was kind of busy for the past week, but I did get some things in, some ideas for mechanics that could be utilized, like this area, kind of a shittily, I created like a plain geometry thingy and I put it out here, and I textured it to make it water. I was thinking like these pipes here, they kind of spill out into this area that's full of like a bunch of junk and like fallen shelves and pipes, platforming pipes, um, that maybe have like some sort of effect on the player. Maybe it causes the player to trip. Maybe it decreases the amount they can carry, or if they're carrying coffee through this area, they might drop it and have to go back, something like that. Another new idea was this boiler room. That idea is that when players are walking through, they can, if Karens are following them, they can maybe throw like coffee bombs or something at these boilers and it blows up. If especially useful if they're being followed by large groups of Karens. It can be useful to like kill them all at once. Or it can be used against the players by Karens with coffee bombs by blowing them up in front of the player. But most of what I spent my time doing so far was filling out the maze area with obstacles and things like that. I decided that I'm going to make these cones represent boss fights, and these smaller cones represent pickups. I haven't put pickups everywhere I want them to be yet, but I will eventually. And these cones represent bosses, and I thought that I'm gonna create like locks for these 3 different coffee stations. Each door is gonna have locks over them, and you have to defeat these bosses, at least 3 out of like 4 of the bosses in the main area, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have to defeat at least 3 of them, get the keys from them, and unlock coffee stations, and then escape and fight that final boss over there. That's the new idea I had. This is one of the new boss arenas. It's basically the same, except you have to sort of traverse this area that's going to be full of Karens, and then you circle around and meet the boss in the middle. And then when you meet the boss, theoretically all these walls will be gone when you fight the boss. They'll either just disappear or they'll be constantly destroyed as you circle throughout them. I added a new boss here. This one isn't that complicated really. It's just a small area. I don't think it's going to be a boss. It's more like going to be maybe some waves of enemies that you have to defeat in a limited time period. You can just get up there using these pipes. I tried to create some more platforming sections to engage the player a bit more, but you could still do it with a lot more gameplay driven mechanics. I still haven't added a roof yet. This is a storeroom, so eventually I'm going to add a roof, maybe have some like scaffolding the player can run across to maybe get an overhead view of what the maze looks like so they can figure it out themselves. I also need to work on creating maybe some landmarks. I thought that maybe the way certain hallways and corridors are structured might give players an idea of where they are on the map, like this area is just pipes, and right before it is bookshelves. You'll remember that, this is the intersection where you can go in 2 different directions and fight 2 different bosses. Or if you're in the boilerplate room, you'll know you're in the middle of the maze. Or if you, climb up this area, you'll remember on your return visits that this is a boss area. Things like that, unique areas to let people know where they are. If you get lost and return back here, you can tell that this is the beginning area because there's these pipes that are just sticking out for no reason, and broken pipes over there. Yeah, things like that. And regarding these walls I mentioned earlier in my previous videos, I'm not entirely sure how they're going to work yet. It won't be really interesting if you can just walk through them, especially if they're color-coded so that you know which ones you can walk through and which ones you can't. So I'll probably try to find some way to spice that up as well. And that's about it so far. I'm thinking that when I get to this final area here, I should maybe create some new unique assets to put there. I might do some more work. I might try to work with Maya, maybe take a tutorial and figure out how to create something some new assets that might fit here. Or maybe some new assets to put around the maze to make it look nicer, make it look spicier. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Thanks.